Welcome back to Alchemy of the Dark Feminine with your host, Grayson Khan. Today we're talking about something that honestly needs to be said more often. Your narcissistic family is the reason you feel sick. And I don't mean emotionally sick. I mean literally, physically, spiritually, energetically sick. We're going there today. Deep, raw, honest, because you deserve answers and you deserve healing. So, let's take a deep breath together, inhaling and exhaling. And just know deep down within your entire being and your entire essence that this is a safe space. You're not crazy. You're not too sensitive. Your body is extremely wise and it's been trying to talk to you for years. So, let's listen. Okay, so here's what most people don't realize is when you grow up in a narcissistic family system, your body doesn't forget that. Even if you've moved on mentally or physically, your nervous system is still wired for survival. So maybe you have felt it from that clenching in your gut feeling when you get a text from that one particular family member, the sudden exhaustion you feel after a phone call with your mom, these crazy migraines that come out of nowhere, the skin breakouts, the IBS, the fatigue. You just start to wonder if you're just too sensitive or if you're broken. But what's really happening is this. Your body is holding the tension of all the years you had to pretend to be okay. All the times you weren't allowed to be angry or scared or even real. Your body had to absorb what your family refused to acknowledge. The gaslighting, the manipulation, the silent treatments, it all gets stored. Because trauma that isn't expressed gets suppressed and it starts to show up as symptoms. So we're going to start naming some signs that your body is literally crying out. So some of the most common physical signs that your body might be carrying the residue of narcissistic abuse. Okay, here we go. Physical signs could look like digestive issues like bloating, constipation or IBS, constant muscle tension or jaw clenching, especially in your neck area and your upper shoulders. Oh, and like where your scalenes are. Oh my God. Like that was always the worst spot for me. Migraines or brain fog, fatigue, no matter how much you sleep. Okay, having sleep disorder symptoms, having chronic fatigue syndrome. Hormonal imbalances, that was huge, or irregular cycles. So I want to speak on this really quick. Throughout the past 5 years now, I have been doing lots of inner child healing on myself. And typically when I release a lot of stuff in regards to sexual trauma from childhood or narcissistic abuse from childhood or just other stuff in general that I need to heal from my inner child, it sits in my higher heart chakra. And in your higher heart chakra, that's where your thyroid is. And I can feel the energy when I pull it out. I can feel it leaving. And I had crazy hormonal imbalances. I used to have crazy breakouts. I used to have extremely painful period cycles. And now my period cycles are somewhat discomfortable. Oh my gosh, somewhat uncomfortable. And I barely break out anymore. So pretty crazy. Anyways, I feel like I can make an entire episode on that, but I'm just going to keep continuing the last couple of signs. So the last two signs are skin issues like eczema, weird eczema breakouts, or adult acne. I definitely had both of those. Panic attacks, even when life seems fine. Oh my gosh, I was going through this at my job. Like I was waiting on my tables and all of a sudden I would just start having a panic attack, like in the middle of like me taking an order, and I had to breathe through it. And what's really frustrating is every single time, I would say maybe like 99% of the time actually, to be more factual, I would say 99% of the time that I was going through these panic attacks, like people would talk slower, they would order slower, they'd be like, what's in this? Like they would just ask me more questions and it would just like further frustrate me because all I want to do is like walk away and just like breathe and get myself together. But yeah, anyways, super crazy. Very rarely do I go through that now. It has been showing up recently but definitely need to do a lot of nervous system healing on my spiritual hygiene agenda for the week. So anyways, if you're like I was, you've probably gone to doctors, gotten tests, and then they tell you that everything is normal, or they say they can't find anything, but you know deep down that something's not right. So let me say this very clearly. You're not imagining it. Your body is not broken. It's actually working perfectly to protect you. It's just been stuck in survival mode for too long. So here's the good news. Your body wants to heal. It knows how to come back into balance. It just needs safety. Your body needs safety. Your mind needs safety. Your subconscious mind needs safety. Your soul needs safety, okay? And this is very extremely vulnerable and extremely honest. But when I started healing from narcissistic abuse, I noticed something very weird. My poop changed. Yep, for years it was painful, it was irregular, it was hard in texture. And then once I began nervous system healing, going no contact, and reprogramming my subconscious, my digestion literally transformed. Longer, smoother, easier movements. Like my body was finally exhaling. It was literally my body saying, thank you, I can let go now. So for me, the healing came through daily hypnosis and subconscious reprogramming, my unique tools and psychic gifts with my own unique energy healing practices, setting hard boundaries, even if it meant experiencing grief after doing that, and most of all, speaking the truth to myself and to safe people. So I just want to say that you don't have to earn your health. You don't have to keep carrying pain that doesn't belong to you. You are allowed to feel good in your body. You are allowed to digest life fully, safely, and slowly. Okay? So if this episode touched you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. So many of us are walking around with hidden trauma in ourselves, and we don't realize that we can be free. And I do want to say this as well, is whenever I was living with my narcissistic mother, I realized I had this pattern, this sick pattern that I was going through, where I would have cycles of experiencing cold-like symptoms, and then I'd go to the doctor and I'd get all these tests, and I'd be told, oh, it's just a cold virus. Like, you'll be fine in a matter of like a week and a half or 2 weeks. Like, it'll just clear up on its own. And then I would have sore throat, strep throat-like symptoms. And I used to think I had strep throat because my throat hurt so freaking bad. I was like, I definitely have it. Like, I have to if my throat is this bad, right? But it actually wasn't strep throat. It was literally my throat chakra, one, purging, and also my throat chakra, me speaking my truth and embodying my voice and my authenticity, was absolutely threatened, suppressed, and shut down whenever I was around my mother. And so it affected me so hard that I always thought I had strep throat. And I always went through these weird 6-month, even 4-month cycles of like, well, I definitely have it this time for sure. No, it was my body crying. Like, you've got to get out of here. You have got to make an exit plan. You have got to create your own living situation. You've got to create freedom around this. Like, you have got to do it for the sake of your mental, your physical, and your soul health. And if y'all are ready for deeper support, I offer sacred alchemy sessions for exactly this, to help you release what your body's been holding. You can find the link in the show notes. And if you are ready for massive transformation, you're ready to experience life very differently than you have ever before, I'm telling you, those are for you. Those are for you, Soul Line Collective. Those are for you, okay? So until next time, you are sacred. Your body is wise, and your healing is not just possible, it's already happening, and it's extremely necessary. I will see you guys in the next episode next Wednesday for our next deep dive. Bye for now.